I am Sam Ma. I born in the Hong Kong. 我出生喺香港。I come to USA 1981.
我趙培業80年就嚟咗美國。
So my name is Danny Wong, and from Hong Kong, from America, and 91.
我個名叫 Heather，
我個名叫 Jean， 喺中國廣東嚟㗎，嚟咗美國已經有15年㗎啦。
My name is Sylvia Moy Wu. But I myself came to America in 1946 after the war.
My name is Bonnie Ho. I came to the United States when I was a high school kid.
Hi, my name is Catherine Amy Moy Davis, otherwise known as Amy Moy. Grew up in Chinatown, actually went to St. Therese in the 80s, graduated and went to Whitney Young, my alma mater, as you can see, and went into education at Western Illinois University.
My name is Dr. Sikin Wong. 我個名係黃思健醫生. I came to US and landed in Chicago with my family when I was 15.
My name is John Chung. I come to Chinatown in 1975.
Hi, I'm Fai. I born in China, and I come here at like 2003.
I do Chinese barbecue, Hong Kong style, like 燒臘. Remember, I starting to barbecue 1968. Oh, my family do the barbecue business over 50 years in Hong Kong, and my father teach me how to cook the barbecue Hong Kong style. You know, if I'm not working right now, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, maybe I will get sick every day because I like to work. If I stay home, you know, go out every day, I'm not happy.
So I came to the Chinese Christian Union Church in 1946. In 1953, the church under the pastorship of Reverend and Mrs. Philip Lee, their heart was to start a nursery school here. In fact, there were many children, and so they felt it was so important to help the Chinese families become educated, or at least the children, to be able to acquire English language so that they can do well in the public school. At that time, public school did not have kindergarten yet, and neither did the nearby school, St. Therese, so the nursery school was started. And so thankful that through the years that I was directing the school, we were able in year 2000, to expand it to elementary grades. And I was so thankful to have other helpers who were very good in administration. Oh, our pride is to see the children happy and learning. And not only that, many of them, yes, have brought what they learn here at the church school to their homes. And so they learn about God's love for them, and they learn also, yes, that we try our best to show kindness to each other. Nowadays, I'm so thankful we have a full staff, and of course we go to 8th grade now, so Yes, so we are blessed with many teachers who come to us because they have the same passion and love for children. This church has been nurturing me ever since I came from China, 1946, and God has provided people to love my family, and so I am very thankful for the church and for the opportunity to serve in this school after I raised my children. Every day I come here and I'm just thankful that I could come and be part of the school even though I'm way past retirement.
I grew up from this church, and this is like my home. I never thought that I will be serving in this particular church. I came from, in terms of if you talk about academic background, I actually by trade is a fine artist. My first degree was in fine art in filmmaking. I eventually, cut the long story short, I became an educator. But then God gave us a son that he was my first teacher in terms of learning early childhood education. I never pay attention to early childhood until I have my own son. So one day, my husband was saying, Bonnie, you got so involved in children's ministry, and yet you never have a degree. You never really learn properly. Why don't you go back to school? And I said, are you kidding me? Right. So then I went back to school. I went to Concordia, and then I got my degree in early childhood education, a master's degree in that particular university. While I was studying there, I started teaching here. Like this school carries 60-some years of history. So it was around 2011 that something took place that really rocked the boat. We were going through some very challenging and turbulent years. But like I said, something happened around the end of 2011. So the beginning of 2012, I got a phone call. The phone rang, and it was our sweet principal, Mrs. Sylvia Wu. And she said, hello, Bonnie, I'm calling on behalf of the board. We're asking you to consider to be the next principal. And my heart was pumping, boom, 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 boom. By all means, I never prepared myself to be a principal. I never thought that I would become a principal. So I was not able to make a decision. I'm usually a very quick person to make decisions, but this one took me about 4 months. Until one day, I know that I cannot avoid this question anymore. Then one question came back to my mind. One of my mentors had asked me this question, Bonnie, are you here to serve your own desire, or are you here to serve God? By answering this question, I know that I need to come back. I need to take up the position. God has a greater purpose for this ministry to even further or deeper impacting the community and impacting the people that come into the school. It was a humbling decision to be made. I was definitely not equipped formally. I never thought to be one, being a principal. But God is able. If I'm allowing Him to use me, I believe that He could accomplish a great mission. And that's how I joined the ministry, and that's how I became a principal.
Days, and then I start working like busboy at the Phoenix restaurant, and then now I'm like the manager here, and then we'll be like for this job is like happy to like serve like the customer. Is like it's not like just a customer, it's like old fan, like when we meet each other, and then like we are like after a few times we are like really friendly of that, so we kind of like happy to like serve them, and then we enjoy to like talk with each other. for this job is like happy to like serve like the customer is like it's not like just a customer, it's like old fan, like when we meet each other and then like we are like after a few times we are like really friendly of that, so we kind of like happy to like serve them, and then we enjoy to like talk with each other. Like we work about like 14-15 hours a day, and then kind of like not make like that much money, and then like I'm like work like 6 days a week, and then like normally will be like more than 10 hours per day, and then like for the whole year we can get like 7 days of vacation, so it's kind of like really hard schedule we have. They always talk about like I'm like kind of like working hard, and then like almost like non-stop to work, and like for the vacation it's like only like take care of like the house, like repair the house or something like that. Yeah, so yeah, almost like that.
我點解剪頭髮？我係喺香港學剪頭髮嘅，係我個哥哥教我嘅。到嚟到美國都係做剪頭髮，咁做返自己嘅工作。我中意做自己嘅工作。我嗰16歲、17歲都係想做剪頭髮，都係做 design 嗰啲嘢啊 ，OK。 畫緊 design 嗰啲時裝啊、畫畫啊嗰啲，不過最中意係做剪頭髮。我剪頭髮係最難嘅係做 chemical 染頭髮，同埋剪個 new style， 剪個新嘅髮型嘅 style 出嚟，最難嘅，最中意嘅剪呢就係幫啲女士們去 design 一個髮型，剪一個靚嘅髮型，我最中意做嘅。開間鋪頭最難嘅呢，要服務態度好啦，對啲客仔啊，跟住要做到靚啲嘅髮型，得啲客仔中意啊，就最難呢樣嘢開鋪頭。但係做完佢要翻轉頭幫襯你，做完唔翻轉頭幫襯你呢，就係冇用噶啦。最重要好細心幫啲客仔做嘢，係最難呢樣嘢。以前又冇咁多髮型屋啦。30年前，依家咧就好多好多間髮型屋啊，多啲新人入行啊，同埋個髮型咧要改變咗好多啦。即係以前剪啲髮型咧係冇咁同依家啲髮型咧完全係兩回事。好似我哋咁每一年都要翻去香港學啦。我唔做剪頭髮揾唔到食嘅，我諗住做到70歲啊！呢個係我個終生嘅工作嚟㗎，係依家冇係我係轉即係冇辦法轉唔到其他嗰啲工作㗎啦。我中意做剪頭髮，終生一份工作。我想做剪頭髮盡量同啲客仔做好啲咯，做靚啲嘅髮型啦，等佢開心啲咯。大家身體健康咯，最重要呢樣嘢咯。咁入得嚟我嘅初音沙龍嗰度咧，一定要開心啦。我係要乾淨啲take care啲客仔啦，大家 happy 啦。齊客仔又揾到食啊，我又揾到錢啦，咁我可以大家工作大家都順利啦。 咁啊，我諗住最重要嘅世界和平。我唔做剪頭髮，中意煮嘢食啊，中意煮嘢食啊，中意整嗰啲蛋糕啊嗰啲嘢咯，中意喺屋企煮呀，中意煮嘢食，唔做剪頭髮。
My dad used to be a dim sum, master. So that's why every day, after school, I don't hang out on the ballparks. I hang out on the kitchen. That's how I learned my, dim sum. When I start working in Chinatown, as a dim sum master, I was working for Haleman. I hope somebody will remember that place, Haleman, on Cermak and Wentworth. And then a few years, I worked in Cheyenne until they closed. And then I start my business over here. All right? I start selling dim sum, supplying, the restaurants and the hotels. And sometimes people come over, picking up for, parties. I've been doing this since 1989 till now. It's tough to hire someone know how to do it. That's the problem because, you have to do a lot of practice, to make it good. Okay, the top teach me just like, you're learning every day. Because, you see somebody else doing it, different way. Maybe their way is better than your way, your own way. So you learn it from them. And, now it's different, because a lot of, in a day when we start our business, over here, we don't have enough supplies. We have to make our own. But right now, everything is fresh because, we have more Chinese in Chinatown. So, the goods is coming, more fresh. Oh, after work, I like to have, I like to enjoy, have a beer, go out for dinner. All right. Sometimes, have people's get-togethers. We chatting, talk about the whole day we spend, what we learn at work or something happened at work. Yeah, we like that. We like that. We like to spend money pretty much, okay?
I have been growing up in Chicago, and I love the city. And I start my own family and raise my own kids here. The reason I began my practice in Chinatown is because the people in this community had difficulty in accessing basic preventive health care. There's an old Chinese saying, treat the disease in early stage. In Cantonese, it means 病向淺中醫. Okay? And because of the language barrier, people have a great deal of difficulty to access good quality health care. One more challenge for this community we are facing is there will be a shortage of doctors in 5 to 10 years. And because the doctors in my generation will retire soon, I hope the young people will consider studying medicine. I encourage those who in medical school and medical training, please consider come to Chinatown to practice. Well, practicing medicine in Chinatown requires language skill and also cultural understanding. You got to have these two basic elements in order for you to practice, to medicine with people here. I would say that this job will help me to understand different kinds of people. This community consists of people all walks of life and working in different jobs. And as a family physician, we try to try to be open-minded when we take care of different kinds of people, from from baby to elderly. So every day I learn something from these people. The reason I enjoy what I'm doing is I see good results. I see people getting well. I see people being taken care. But my work does impact people's life, and keep this community working. So without health, there's no wealth. I want them to remember Dr. Wong as a healer who are interested in helping people. Like every profession, we do care about making money, but I don't want them to see physician, doctors, or the career just to try to make money. We as a group of people group of professionals, we try to help people out, get people well, and that will be the legacy I would like to for the people in this community to remember me. I think most people know me as a physician. Okay, they come to see me, but I would like them to also know that I'm a family man. I take care of my family. My kids have I raise them, and they care my values. Okay, and I love my wife. I enjoy the marriage, okay, and also that I'm a Jesus follower. I'm a believer, so I would say whatever I do it for the glory of God.
喺香港做咗5年，就學咗5年做麵包。學咗5年就嚟咗芝加哥。嚟咗芝加哥咧，我啱啱又有個朋友介紹我，佢喺嗰度識整個麵包喎，即係對面嗰個人我好啊，我咪幫你咯。3更半夜先係瞓咗幾個鐘頭，嗰時搏命去做啊嘛，嗰時有時翻到後邊嗰度3點2晚，我翻嚟做噶啦。等到即係我啲朋友有啲工員你遲啲翻嚟啊嘛，3點鐘夜晚翻嚟。朝早咧，晚何時咧？11點、12點要翻到屋企，我媽咪我又即時幫佢翻嚟呢度，就喺大陸啦。係啊，點解你冇見過我啊？我媽咪話：我冇辦法啦，我係做生意啊嘛我梗係我做喺度瞓咗幾個鐘頭啫嘛依家都唔使噶啦，早啲瞓覺啦就 OK 啦。我咪好中意係喺美國嗰度，我好中意，真係事實。我老闆真係幫我做好多嘢我覺得好開心。我最重要就係喺度整麵包點解韓街話我啲麵包咁好我好多謝你哋。喺芝加哥個個咧我都好多謝。每一年我都送啲嘢俾佢老人家，真㗎。你問個個都知道啦。每一年我都送嘢。 都係幫啲細路仔啦，等佢學識啲，學識啲細路仔要學先得㗎。即係我係老人啦，但係但你要學先得㗎嚇。即係其實我教啲細路仔啦，要捐錢俾人哋，有得入就有得出，你明唔明白啊？即係冇話攞咁多錢，一定要見俾你老人又好，又見到醫生又好，即係我覺得自己都好開心，啲細路仔好聽話嘅事，我哋一定要見錢，佢就自己知道啦。老豆我知道啦，我個女啊一定要見錢，有得入有得出，冇話劫錢啲銀紙。你幫人你一定要幫人，唔好呃人哋。我同我老婆講嘅嘢，佢又 OK 嘅。我希望啦個個咧大家身體健康。
Graduated and came back, and my first teaching job was at Chinese American Service League in the Sunshine Room. Taught there for less than a year, and then came to Haynes School as a teacher. Taught for about 8 years, became the assistant principal after that, and this is actually my 5th year as the principal of Haynes Elementary School. Haynes was rated #1 in the Chicago Magazine last year as a #1 neighborhood school. Let me be clear, a neighborhood school here in Chinatown. There are 3 neighboring schools here. One is St. Therese, one is the Puituck Christian School, and then Haynes Elementary School as the only Chicago public school in Chinatown. I love being a principal. It is a rewarding experience to be around students, staff, and parents. And I think one of the challenges that we face in today's society is just the inequities of funding for students, mainly for our parents who are immigrants, whether they are Spanish speaking or whether they are Chinese speaking. And so I will speak from the perspective of our Chinese parents. A lot of our parents who immigrate here from China usually live with siblings, so they double up and it's hard for them to get to a school. So Chinatown and Haynes is probably a hidden gem for a lot of our families. They come in here, we have a robust bilingual program, kindergarten to 8th grade, and so they learn English right away. They're immersed into the language, into the activities such as gym, library, art, music, technology, and dance. I also think that one of the challenges that we have here is that we don't have a high school for our elementary school students. Some of our students that graduate from Haynes go all over the place. They are in selective enrollments. They go anywhere from Lincoln Park to Senn to Whitney Young. We're actually having a student going all the way out south to Gwendolyn Brooks this year. So if we had a neighborhood high school, it would help a lot of our families, a lot of our students, so that they don't have to commute as far. Also think that being a product of Chicago Public School as well has been rewarding. Have seen how Chinatown has evolved, how Chicago has evolved, and making a big difference here in Chinatown. Now we have a nice group of teachers, anywhere from Asian Americans, African Americans, whites, and other teachers that teach here at Haynes. And so I think diversity is very important here at Haynes. Actually, when I graduated from high school, I knew I wanted to become a teacher. So when I went to Western Illinois, I went straight into teaching. So it took me 4 years, graduated on time, and got my first job at Chinese American Service League. But growing up in Chinatown has a lot of values. I try to make sure that my daughter has the same values. She started off at Puituck for the first 2 years in pre-K, and then she went to Chinese school at our community center, also known as Zhonghua on 22nd Place. And so I think it's very important to continue some traditions that we did as children, and to also make sure that children nowadays don't forget their culture.
嚟咗美國已經有15年㗎啦，我哋間鋪亦都開咗10年㗎啦。因為初嚟到呢度呢，英文又唔識，乜嘢都唔識，所以唯一呢只可以做餐館。而家呢間餐館我就係老細兼廚師，同埋我哋係 family 做。本身咧做廚房呢行咧，因為我爹哋咧本身喺中國就係做廚師㗎，同埋咧我哋自己家族係做燒臘㗎，所以就各方面夾埋一齊咧，咁樣就嚟到呢度打工，揾到少少錢儲埋啦，咁啊叫親戚再借啲，咁啊所以就開咗間餐館。
因為我初出嚟美國嘅時候咧，我都係諗住自己有手藝同埋可以出到嚟咧，都係做翻我文言呢行嘅。但係由於出到嚟咧係英文唔識，所以文言方面咧我哋係做唔到。跟住我先生佢就開咗餐館，咁老爺奶奶佢哋個個都希望我哋可以一齊做嘢，所以我哋就翻嚟餐館做咁樣。翻到嚟之後，由於我初未接觸過餐館呢行嘅，一初翻到嚟咧都好辛苦，日日都要重新好多嘢都要重新學過。我都係同我先生個諗法都係一樣，都希望係可以做到我哋真係做唔到啦，就如果細路仔都冇興趣做呢行啦，我哋先唔做。如果係我哋仲係可以做到嘅話咧，我都希望呢行我哋一直做落去。
唔係最 happy 嘅時候，咪兩公婆忙到周身唔得閒咯。佢又喺出邊招呼客人，我喺入邊炒菜，咁啊大家都好忙，咪最 happy 咯。或者同埋唔做工最好就兩公婆開部車去玩勻成個美國，同埋行勻全世界。但係前提就係一定係要揾到錢，先儲埋夠錢，先可以兩公婆去環遊世界。
個願望就係希望可以捱多10零年，等啲細路仔出嚟之後，咁我哋就可以輕鬆啲，兩公婆就可以去
旅行邊度都啦。